This is the story of my son, Ntsika. Ntsika Simanjalo Siphumelele Gwina was born on the 6th of April 2004. Now he's 17 years old. I'm the father and the mother is Dolly. My name is Luyanda Tula Gwina. Ntsika was born as a normal child and passed all the early stages of childhood. However, on his third birthday, my mother was concerned because of his lack of speech. She then suggested that we go and visit a doctor, which we did. My mother had worked with the infants in England for a very long time. In fact, she was a specialist of infant schooling. The worst was confirmed when we visited the pediatric doctor here in Durban. Ntsika was showing all the symptoms and signs of autism. It was a very hard stone to swallow. What is autism? It is a serious developmental disorder that impairs the ability to connect and communicate and interact with others. Autism spectrum disorder, as it is usually known, ASD, impacts the nervous system. Treatment can help to a large extent, but this condition cannot be cured. It can last for years or for a lifelong. It requires a medical diagnosis. If you see anyone who shows the sum of the symptoms, it is recommended that one consult a local medical authority for advice and diagnosis. It ranges in severity of symptoms, can vary widely, and common symptoms include difficulty with communication, difficulty with social interaction, obsessive interest, repetitive behavior. And with autism, I would say it is quite a difficult phenomenon to live with. That does not mean that Ntsika just does not give us the joy that other people have. One has to learn it and not take it for granted. The journey with Ntsika has been quite long, and I must say that as a parent, I have enjoyed a lot of that interaction and discovery. However, I must say that the church, St. Paul's Church, has been very helpful, starting with Father Sibisi, David Sibisi, when he was here, and also Reverend May. Equally, Reverend Andrew has been very supportive of Ntsika's condition. So, in other words, the spiritual side of the oracle of our lives has been well catered for. And so, after the diagnosis, we're lucky, or we're fortunate enough to find out that there was a school that was starting at the time, Action in Autism. It was in Sydenham at the time. The early childhood development of Ntsika was well catered for. When he left the school after 3 years of schooling, we had to find alternative schools. There are quite a number of them in Durban, And I must say, the only disadvantage is that they are not located in a central way. We have to travel around to get into those schools and get to what I call the children admitted. As a family and friends, our experiences has been quite good in that Ntsika has been accepted and his condition acknowledged by all the members of the family and also our friends. However, coming to the community at times can be very challenging in that people tend to think that you need to discipline the child. Whereas that is not, you don't apply the normal disciplinary measures when you're dealing with the child who lives with autism. It has to come slowly but surely. Yes, you have to be strict in many ways. Yes, there has to be what I call a lot of understanding. Sometimes I'm sure that you've seen children with autism, especially in malls, where they would scream and shout and experience what we call meltdown in public. And people will normally say, why doesn't he discipline the child? No, it doesn't work that way. Disabilities of any kind have got different ways of handling. And I think in the child with autism, we get training, which I must thank the Action on Autism, because they've continued to support with the trainings and with the consultants to help the families to live and get support of as far as autism is concerned, to the extent that even the accessing government grants, be it tax compliance of the of the parents, the Action on Autism, they organize seminars about it. And one other very important thing for parents especially, and guides, is that there are monthly meetings where we meet and share experiences that helps to develop what I call comradeship within the community. So what I would say is that we kind of, as a society, need to understand that autism is going to be here with us. It's not something that we're going to wish away. Where it came from, like I said earlier on, we don't know. But it's something that is slowly but surely impacting on the community and on the society. I would like to share quite a lot of other experiences I've had with Ntsika, but one that tends to amaze me is his ability to deal with music. He loves music, but they say most children with autism, they love music. Another one is about his interaction with computers. I'm fairly educated about computers, but there are certain things that Ntsika does on computers which even myself, I don't know how he gets it, how he knows it. I recently bought him a new laptop, tablet. And I said, hey, here, my son, see how you how you deal with this. Suddenly, next week or so, he was asking me, Baba, I've downloaded this, I've done this, I've connected this and this. I said, how did you, who taught you? No. That is in other words, when God takes something from you, He gives you something else. Most of the time, we don't look for the door that is opened. In conclusion, I would say we need to accept and get educated about something like autism, what it is all about. And secondly, We are thankful for the role of the church in supporting families that are affected by disabilities of different kinds. The church has been on the forefront to give support in that environment. And also, government support in South Africa, I must say, we may not be at the level of America and other developed countries, but I must say South African government is trying hard. They support the schools. They give the parents what I call the necessary know-withal as to how to deal with autism. And then it comes to us as a church to realize that part of the journey that Jesus took, it was also in keeping and teaching us as Christians how to deal and handle people who live with disabilities. I hope we learn from that and trust that we will apply that moving forward, because disabilities are part and parcel of this thing called life. Thank you.